4 weeks ago, I signed up with Nik. Let's see what happened. I bought my absolute dream car, Lamborghini STO. It's crazy, guys.
Tell me this first. What is the offer? What does the company exist of? Like, I already know, but people don't know. So what does the company exist of? What is the offer? What is the company structure? What are the pain points? Everything.
So first of all, I market to the German audience, right? So I had like a simple SMMA coaching offer, which is priced up with a front-end offer of 5K, right? Then we have like an upsell structure. We launched that one initially this month or last month, and this upsell is between like 30K and 50K. We also have like a mid upsell of 10K, and that's an only one-on-one coaching. And these high ticket upsells, like 30 to 50K, are with a done for you part.
Yes, super clear. Okay, gotcha. What's the structure looking like in terms of your funnel? Because obviously, you know, I do the profile funnel. The reason why you joined me a week ago is because I do the profile funnel. You want to teach that. You made a sick month, but what did you do prior to that?
Yeah, so before I signed up with you, there was a problem because I like had all my people going to my link tree, and the link tree has like multiple options, right? So all the leads that are opting in to my VSL funnel, they need to commit like with their email address, with their phone number, right? So then we had like a lot of 45 people in our VSL room, and then we added a timer, like a 10-minute timer. So you do not have the option to book in for a call. Yeah, you need to watch the VSL at least for 10 minutes, because we do not want people on our call that do not know anything about our offer. And
minimum 10 minutes.
We had total views, yeah, like 1,662 people. Opt-ins 120.
Yes.
And then look at this. Booked calls 53.
Insanely high.
Yes. Good comparing with this. Booked calls, and there was like showed up sales calls 40 of 53. So it has a short rate in terms of 76%, which is very high. Very high.
Correct.
And that came through like the pre-qualified process in the funnel. Because, and the crazy thing is, these 40 sales calls turned into 19 sales, which is pretty crazy.
That's a 50% closing.
Yeah, and we basically do not even use setting calls.
People they were problem aware. They understood the problem that they wanted to solve, and they understood that you could be the potential person that could provide the solution to it. They saw your experience, they saw your credibility improve. What is the total cost per average onboarded client? So that's technically 115 divided by 19, correct? That's the average cash collected per client.
Yes.
Which is, let's say 5.7, a little bit less, 6K, easy. 6K average cash.
Yeah.
That's average cash per client. That's very high, because the average offer in the B2C market, in any individual market like Germany, Denmark, you know, like Scandinavia, anywhere, Netherlands even, is very low. It's like 2-3K. So 6K is beautiful.
But that one only comes through our upsell structure, right? Yeah.
Tell me the problems. What are the problems now? You did 120K cash, 170K rev. What are the constraints right now? Because we talked about this in our one-on-one calls, but what mainly are the constraints that you feel like now are in the company that prevents you from hitting 500K per month?
My biggest fear is like to drop off again. Like if we go in the September, I am afraid that maybe like we will drop in revenue back to 60. Yes, something like that, because I need like scalability, right? So we need to continue with this lead flow.
Yes.
We need to maybe increase the opt-ins. We need to increase booked calls, increase showed up sales calls. And if we can do that, there will be no problem. But I'm very curious about the ad structure you will tell me about.
Yes. The most important thing to not decrease sales. This is like the most important thing, right? You're at 0 here and you did 115K. The only reason you will drop back to, let's say, $60,000 cash, and then go maybe back up to like 200, you know, and then maybe drop back to like 90. That's not what you want, right? So the most important thing that I've seen with all clients, Leon, is like, you want to make sure that every single component of the company gets the attention at the same time. So as an example, the most important parts of the company are client retention. So like, it's the fulfillment part. How much money can you create out of the back end? It's sales, and then conversion in content. Because every single time when you have traffic coming in, so sales is technically ads, the front end. When you have ads coming in, you have conversion that happens within content and things like that, that gets produced consistently. You get clients, and these clients you can upsell. You have to understand that, let's say, right, you're here. This is very, very important, because when you are here and you have, let's say, you have a team that takes care of this apartment. So now in August, you had a great month. You have a team. The reason why you made more money is because you had an extra closer, right? So you have to imagine like 2 closers make more money than 1 closer. So your team took care of the conversion part, correct? Your team took care of the upsell rate part because you have a great product. Your product is great. You said to me in the car when we were driving, you said like, I have a great fulfillment. You know, like my fulfillment is down. Now, the problem is, let's say, right, you had a lot of top of the funnel traffic coming in the beginning of August here because you said you had some good organic videos popping off. So meaning you converted that this month specifically. Now, what if you don't go viral in the beginning of September? Then you won't have the same amount of consistent sales in the whole month. Meaning we need to have predictability in this ad cycle, because even though you have this for 100% optimized, your team is great, your fulfillment is great, your sales now are shit, or not shit, but your sales are inconsistent because you don't have a source that gives you direct attention. So when this is optimized for 30%, this is not optimized either, because if you don't have top of the funnel traffic coming in, what if you have 4 sales calls per day? Are you going to have 2 closers that take 2 sales calls only? No, because you want to have 1 closer rather, you know, that works full time than 17 closers that work, right? So that's very, very important to understand. Like this is the biggest gap. So you want to have all these components optimized at the same time. So this is the pure thing that we need to work on to create that consistency, because you have to understand that when you have a predictable system, you spend $2 and you figured out a way to get 20 back, 10x ROAS, right?
Yeah.
We can do that over and over again by just increasing the limit and scaling that horizontally. So the most important thing is go to Ad Manager. What have you done for ads in August?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even a single dollar.
Purely organic. 2 options. We can run story ads, which is optimized for traffic. And then we have profile ads, you know them both, which is optimized for leads or traffic, depending on where you send it to. If you redirect it to a website, you know how this works, right? So you know exactly when you spend that amount of money, you optimize for leads probably all the fucking time, or sales maybe even, or engagement. But you've never done traffic campaign or awareness campaign, correct?
I never did engagement campaigns. Traffic, of course, with retargeting,
Yes.
for example. But
The most important thing, and that's what people never fucking get, and this is very important, for the profile funnel plus the story funnel, the main ones we use is only retargeting, we only use traffic, and we only use engagement. Sometimes leads, but the direct ads you run, you utilize for leads, meaning if you run a VSL funnel. And then when you run e-com, you optimize for sales. Make sense? So the most important thing is we need a traffic campaign. You can see it here, Instagram profile visits, right? You see engagement, post-engage, conversions, and calls. We don't need calls because we're looking to get more people to our profile. And awareness is brand awareness. So this is super fucking broad. This is just to get your name out there. So we optimize for a traffic campaign. When we optimize for the traffic campaign, we always do manual campaign. When you have that set up, you change this to campaign of X, Y, Z, however you want to call it, whatever you think is the case. You know how this works. Then Advantage Plus off all the time. You want to decide where you spend your money. Instagram or Facebook, send traffic to an Instagram profile, Facebook page, or both. You only do this to your Instagram profile, so you don't have your Facebook page included here. Bid control, you don't touch it. Daily budget, this is very important. When you put a daily budget on, you have 1 campaign, right? You have 3 ad sets, and each individual ad set, based on you, I do this specifically based on you, you spend $100.
okay.
For each individual one, because you have capital to allocate. For people that don't have capital to allocate, you can do $20 total. Now, we have 5 different creatives running on each individual ad set. So we have 5 different creatives total. So 5 here, the same 5 there, and the same 5 here, right? While we have 3 different interests. Now, we spent $300 total. After 4 days of running them, we see which one works the best. We spent let's say this one works the best. We spent all that money on the first one, and then we allocate that capital, that $300, all to one specific interest, the one that works the best. Make sense?
Of course.
Now, when we've done that, we go to the next step. We now need to have ad sets. So we have ad set 1, we have ad set 2, and then we have ad set 3. And the things that we can optimize for in AdSense is, this broad, no interest at all. Your messaging in your specific creative needs to be super specific here to attract the right people. Otherwise you get like fucking shitty leads and like you get bullshit. So don't do that. So only use broad with the most targeted creatives, because then the creative will filter out the quality of the people. Then when you have interest targeted, let's say entrepreneurship, right? Or you can do like content marketing, or you can do even more broad stuff. You can do fitness, like people that are interested in a specific section of business because you focus on the B2C audience, meaning you can go more broad. Find interests that target you. I think entrepreneurship is great all the fucking time. And when you target that creative, you can have more broad creatives that are focused on this specific ad set. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So you have entrepreneurship as an example, and the last one could be retargeting. You know how to run retargeting ads? Do you know how to run retargeting ads to your profile?
Yeah, there are like multiple options. I can do like
Custom audience, lookalike audience.
yeah, like only over custom audiences, right? So
Correct.
give it the people that engage with my content the last 30 days, I can retarget them.
Correct.
Also the people that have been through my funnel but didn't
30 days, but what I would do is I would do 180 days because the reach that you have specifically on your profile is so fucking low. Even though if you get millions of views and reach, it's still very low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you target the interest entrepreneurship, you target like fucking the 1/20th of the world, and you haven't reached 1/20th of the world. You haven't reached like, what is it? Like 500 million people. You know, maybe you had reached 10 million people or 20, but that's not enough compared to that interest. So that's why you always need a target on 180 days. That's what I would recommend. When you've set that up, you obviously can choose to run a lookalike audience. I would always customize this based on 3 to 5%. I'm going to show you in a bit how to do that because you can do it less targeted. I need to do this to 7 to 9%. The reason why you can do this, I'm going to show you that right now. Switch to original audience, and you click here on create a new audience, click lookalike audience. Look, this is very important. So we click create new source, browse United States. And then, for example, the most important thing is I need to target 0 to 3 because I have a B2C audience. Meaning if I have a B2C audience, I want to have them qualified and niche. They need to look exactly like the people I want. You can do 7 to 10 because you have a B2C audience.
Yeah.
If you have a B2C audience, your closers will emotionally sell them anyways. So the quality of the lead can be less problem aware and can be less interested because it's a different type of selling. Because business owners buy based on logic and value, and B2C people, they can have the thought of not buying today, and they can have the thought of buying everything tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's the big difference. Create a lookalike audience. You click on create. You can add the pixel, but there's no pixel needed for the type of ads that we run. Instagram account. When you click on Instagram account, you name it IG 180 engagers. You always want to focus on this one. Everyone who engaged with this professional account, that's what I would do. Who started following this professional account, then you need to make such a niche specific ad. If you focus on this one, you need to make such a niche specific ad because how many followers do you have? Like 100K. So you only have a maximum reach of 100K. You get where I'm coming from? So it needs to be very, very specific and niched, which is absolutely not necessary. 180 days minimum, not 30 days. That's not enough. You know what I mean? 180, because if you do 30 days, you only have, let's say, 500K people to reach, or even if you have 5 million people to reach, trust me, like you can spend $20 a day and then you're through that.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Right? Yeah. So reach people from the last 180 days and then you can spend like $100 a day, and then the return will be bigger.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
That makes sense? Cool. Instagram profile, bid control, budget. I told you 100, so that's 400 there. Audience, the use save audience, United Kingdom. We already talked about this. Do you know how to set all this up?
Yeah, of course.
But based on how we need to set up the profile, it's gender, obviously, man. At least I do, man. Like, depends on what you want.
Yeah, with the interest, I mean, I would go with this. I would set up one broad targeting. Then I would set up maybe one. We have different targetings in Germany, right? But marketing, business, entrepreneurship, right? And maybe one more. I mean, there's one more thing because I already got all my custom events installed in my funnel. So I track down every step in my funnel, like even the book calls, I have them tracked in a like specific custom event.
Yes.
So I can optimize one campaign on like leads that I tracked already, right?
Exactly. Yes, no, completely, exactly. And you can optimize that you build that custom audience running, you retarget these people with the profile ads. Or, you know what I mean? Story ads. So for story ads, when we want to utilize placements, the only thing that you utilize in terms of story ads is you click on manual placements, and you normally cannot target only. So you put feed all off, you do search results off, and you only target Instagram profile reels, and Instagram stories, these three.
Okay.
These three. You do that for both. So for the story ads and for the profile ads. The profile ads can be visible on stories and on Instagram reels, but it will be mainly pushed to profile reels and reels.
What is the CDA? Is it follow me or
yes,
get in touch? Like,
no. So like the way I build my story ads is I have so many different creatives here with text and photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I do is I basically save this to my phone. I'll go to Instagram. I'll click on add story. I make a new story and I add on the bottom here, follow to learn more. And then I add that here on the bottom with an already existing creative.
Oh, okay.
And then I just launch it. And then like I have made over 5,000 stories in the last 2.5 years. And I can add all follow to learn more to all of the 5,000 when you have a creative director, when you need to get, that's why you need an editor. So he can do that shit. You just send him all the photos, give him access to your Instagram. My whole team has access to my Instagram and then we can just launch that.
So you
follow to learn more. Exactly. This
creative,
follow to learn more, you write that in here at the bottom. Follow to learn more.
and then there will come
Then you can
extra CTA.
exactly. Then you can test. Okay, let's say one story has a lot of fucking text everywhere. One story just has one picture, a Stripe screenshot. One story has like just one CTA and a little bit of text. Which one works the best? You can see which one works the best based on the performance of the generated ad and the amount of money that you spend on it. Exactly. And then when you have that launch, you have this all launched, you go to next, carousel, single ad image. You can even, what I'm going to test right now, I'm going to test how to run story ads on a carousel. So I'm going to make a carousel like this, where I'm going to test how a carousel works. So like I have like 5 different slides. So technically what I do is I make people, you see my story sequence every day or no? Yeah, then you can understand that if you see that you create FOMO, you just want to pay, right? Because you feel like now you're a customer, but before.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know, so imagine I do exactly that, but not my organic audience is something I reach. So I normally get 10K story views. I don't get 10K story views, but I pay for people to see that story sequence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So you know how powerful my stories are?
Of course. Yeah.
So imagine
like
if so imagine if I can pay for people to watch my stories.
Yeah.
How fucking sick that would be. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's what you can do with this carousel option. So you literally just launch that story sequence in an ad format.
And what is the CTA then? In terms of that, is it like follow me or is it like get in touch in a chat?
Yeah. That's what you can do. So you can redirect this to CTA in chat, goes to DM, and the setter picks it up, right? Mm-hmm. Or you can redirect it to follow my profile, and then they go to your profile and they click on follow.
And what works the best?
Both works for you for B2C. I would definitely recommend DM, and then you can get many chat connected to the DM.
Yeah.
And then you can get a setter to convert that. This works insanely fucking well for B2C. Okay. Yeah. But to be honest, profile is still better when you have a consistent optimized profile, when you just run this consistently. I feel like when you get them to your profile here, and then from your profile, look, your followers, you get them to your profile, they literally see this, they click, okay, they do this, and then they click on, okay, follow here. They see your profile, they see all this shit. And then obviously when you have a clear CTA optimized in your bio, they click on that and they go to the VSL here. And when they get redirected, you always want to build a funnel. So you have different social platforms and you technically all interconnect them with each other. So it's like a web, you know, they cannot fucking escape it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. You send people everywhere. That's the exact difference between a VSL funnel. A VSL funnel is just linear. It's this. This is a VSL funnel, you know, right?
Yeah.
It's step by step. Yeah. And then the web funnel is this, where it's all connected to each other.
This is the ecosystem.
This is the ecosystem I always talk about. So people say, okay, Nick, what for ecosystem do you talk? This is an ecosystem compared to this. Yeah. And the only problem with an ecosystem is that most people haven't got it optimized. So what they do, the prospect gets confused. They don't know if they need to go here or here or here or there or there or there, because this is easy to follow. The only beauty about this is you have to understand. Then you know the saying of like, when you're with 2, you have the power of 3.
Yeah.
That's the same with this fucking profile funnel. You have way more power in terms of conversion whenever you build an ecosystem. The only problem is most people cannot guide people in one direction. Yeah. So they don't know how to make it clear, because this is step by step. So it's easy to make step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, conversion. The beauty about the ecosystem is that people create that conversion, but you just need to make sure that you ride them in one fucking direction.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got it. And that's why, for example, let's say, right, you would have a web here. And let's say you would have, this one is not connected, you know, it's like only connected here, not there. Meaning, let's say they get on your profile here, they see your profile and your content, beautiful. They go through your story sequences, excellent, but they have nowhere to go because there's no clear profile bio. Yeah. Then what? Then boom, you're gone. Like you just lost 80% of the conversion. Yeah. So now this person is not clicking on this YouTube video because he cannot reach it. He doesn't know how, and nobody's gonna type in Leontiel YouTube channel and then try to find your YouTube channel. Like that's not how it works. So you need to have everything interconnected well. And when that runs, you make 10x the money that you would make with a VSL phone.
There's one question for the scalability of the profile ads.
Mhm.
Because, I have 7,000 followers, which is not that much. But if we create a lookalike audience based on 9 to 10% or 8 to 9% of the targeting,
Correct.
I mean, like if we start with $300 a day with the daily budget, I'm just scared that the audience will burn out like very fast because these followers are not very much.
Correct. But that's the only option that you have. What else you want to do? There's no way to just spawn like 10,000 followers.
Correct. But
You know?
what if everyone saw the ad? How will I scale?
Then you have to scale broad. That's the point. Yeah, you have to scale. Yeah, obviously you scale broad because you cannot scale if you don't have more followers. So you just maximize your potential and you constantly keep reconverting that. But this is the best thing about whole marketing. It's like the only reason why Iman became super big is not because people liked the content that they saw from Iman. It's just because you saw Iman's face on TikTok every free scroll.
Yes.
So if you make people do that, there's going to be a point, whether it's after 70 times or 4 times or 145 times, where they're going to realize, who the fuck is this guy?
This is like the brand awareness.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The brand awareness. And that brand awareness is crucial. That's actually what you pay for, because that brand awareness is what you want. When I see your face like 3 times, I'm like, bro, like, even though I don't give a fuck about what he is doing, like, what is this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just recognize a face, and that's key. Brand awareness. You have been utilizing the VSL funnel. You've made $4 million. Now, the whole point is to switch this all around. And whenever you build this into a structure where you can create story ads and profile ads, you'll blow up.
Yeah, correct. I feel you talked a lot about your ecosystem. I feel like I lose like a bit with YouTube because I do not how to implement YouTube in my ecosystem, because I do not have it in the bio. I do not have it in any story highlights, and my YouTube is good. We are doing very good work.
So with YouTube, okay, but like, do you think you're doing good work because of the input, or does the market also think you do good work?
We make a lot of sales through YouTube.
Okay, that is a good point. That's a better saying. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because for me it's the exact same. That's exactly the reason why I have it in my bio.
Right, yeah.
Because for me it's one of the most conversion-driven social platforms. If I go to YouTube and I go to my bio specifically, the main thing that I see is how to build a sell and offer. And then when I zoom in here, I see Nik Setting Instagram. So they go back to the Instagram. Nik Setting YouTube testimonial channel. So they see all the proof and credibility. And then book a call. This is important that you have this in here.
I already copied that from you, but I need
And
my people from Instagram to come to YouTube,
Yes, then you market it on your stories. You market it in your reels. You market it in your bio. That's the most important thing. And always do a CDA of 35% and 100% of YouTube video. Always do. Okay. So here I need to do a CDA, around there I did a CDA, and here I do a CDA. Very important.
Same for the ads, right?
Yeah, only people always say like do a CTA at the end, but it's not. That's stupid, bro. Like, you need to do it early. You have to understand that retention drops. 90% of the people, or let's say realistically, 75% of the people don't even watch your YouTube video anymore after, let's say the video is an hour, after 10 minutes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So you need to do it. You need to be quick. It's not that you have time.
And for the profile optimization, how would you like integrate the YouTube CDA in the bio? Because I only have this one option here for the VSL funnel.
Correct. Then you have to understand. You have to weigh out the options. Is 2 better? Is 1 better? Or is no one better? No one better is not an option. So fuck that. And then we either choose. Okay, do we do this one, the VSL, or the YouTube, or do we do the VSL and the YouTube? You know what I mean? And you have to test that. When you have a complete ecosystem of like what I've built, where I don't even have a VSL, you use the ecosystem of YouTube.
Yeah, got it.
It's one of the two. So it depends on your like conversion level. Do you use the VSL funnel or do you use the profile funnel?
Yeah. There's one common thing in German, so we have like a lot of trouble with policies, right? If you like claim specific amounts in your story, you will get banned, even if it's organically. So there are a lot of people that market like to a Telegram channel instead of a funnel, and they bring the people into a free Telegram group.
I know.
Market all their results to them, right?
Yeah.
Aggressively.
I'm just not a bit. I know Telegram is very gray area. So like Telegram is technically you can do everything on Telegram.
Yeah.
Right. As long as this is working, you should absolutely do this. Okay. If it's not working anymore and there are too many restrictions, Telegram could be a solution. I just don't see it as a viable option just because it's like as part of a business. You know what I mean? Like Telegram is so
like a bit unprofessional, right?
Shady, yeah.
Yeah, shady.
Yeah, shady. So instantly when you use Telegram, people could have the thought of, okay, this is more like a scam.
Yeah, right. Because all these traders.
At least that's what I would have if I would see I would never buy from someone that has Telegram in their bio. You know what I mean? Like instantly, I'm like, if you're a B2B, you're not even. Why would you use Telegram? And the opposite to that, as an example, just to showcase LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most professional thing ever. With LinkedIn, you instantly think about corporate, you instantly think about trust, you instantly think about this is super real, and you also instantly think about this is probably an older guy, or like this is old, too corporate, whatever, right? But so that's why with every single social channel, you associate like a fob by it, and like Telegram is just shady.
should I start a company Instagram page like your growth acquisition page for testimonials?
No. Because you don't do B2B.
Okay.
And for you, testimonials is not the major conversion point. When people see you drive a Lambo, they rather pay you than they see you 5 testimonials. For me, it's the opposite way around. People don't give a fuck if I buy a Lambo. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh, that now I'm gonna pay Nick. Because it's emotion. So people want to see the life that you live and they want to live that life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then whereas with me, they buy based on logic.
Yeah.
People are like, okay, Nick has so many testimonials. Nick made so much money. This is the knowledge he has. This is the feeling I have. And this, I'll do it, or I'm not doing it. Same with you. You know, you were like, okay, this makes sense. Here's my money.
Yeah, that makes so much sense because we already made a lot of sales without testimonials.
Yeah. I'm not saying testimonials are unimportant. You should leverage them, but leverage them the right way. But it's not needed to make a second page. And then you know what you do when you redirect people to your second page, you even bring them there, and like they're there, and then like you get them confused. You know,
breaks the ecosystem. Right?
You want to make. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then there's one big thing because you know all these clipping channels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's one guy. He has a clipping community on WAP. So he has 2.
Don't do clipping community on WAP. Make your own. It's good for B2C. Like I would not do it for B2B for me, but for you, it's good. And then you can just hire like your own editors. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking is what we talked about before. Like hire your own editors. And then when you have your editors hired, like, it's going to be a lot easier to let them make clips. And then you do like Leon Teal reels.
Yeah, correct. Because I want to create this massive brand awareness from Brez, right? Because Brez basically has the same offer.
Brez is the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
He just knows how to position it well.
Yeah.
But like I think this also goes beyond like brand awareness. You need to be a certain figure to do good. You know, where Iman is like the classy guy that takes care of his mom, very professional. Brez is like that American kid that buys cars. Sam Onua is that motherfucking second option of Andrew Tate type shit. Like if you think about it, all these people have their unique character.
Yeah.
The one is fucking jacked with 17 tattoos. The one is fucking super rich. The one speaks loud and screams. The other, they all have something special.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what brings them that awareness. Yeah.
So do you think I should work more on build my own character, on my own style?
Yeah, for sure. That's what brings you, and that's what makes you big.
Yeah.
Like I'm also in my own way unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Like people see my shit and they're always like, I've not seen this before. Yeah. And that's why I am big in what I do with my messaging. Like I'm big in scaling info with B2B. You know, like everybody knows me when you want to scale an info product with B2B. But I have my own unique style to it. Like not a lot of people do it the way I do it. Like with content, with speaking, with ads, with everything.
I do all my content by myself, right? And this takes
do you edit
so much time. Yeah, all by myself.
Oh, that's insane.
Because we need like full-time editor to leverage the organic content system. And I have so much more time. Bro, I work like the whole day. We work like for real 12 hours a day.
Why would you even do that? I don't know. It's so like low return investment job.
I know.
Because it's like the lowest thing.
We have a lack of.
You know how easy it is to hire. Yeah, but like you know how easy.
In Germany, it's something else, bro.
To
find good people, it's so hard, bro.
Yeah, but you don't need to. You can just, bro. This is fucking. I know this. This is fucking submagic.co.
Yeah, I know.
You can hire a VA to do this shit.
Yeah.
You just need to have the mindset to outsource. It's more like a mindset thing. It's not an actual skill issue thing. There are enough editors, bro. Everybody nowadays can edit and make SOPs around things. So like make an SOP around what you're good at. Like the biggest glitch is make an SOP and say like, this is how I edit my videos. And then this is exactly how that's exactly how you can replicate it for the next editor. Like make 5 SOPs. This is how I do my reels. This is how I do my stories. This is my YouTube videos. This is how I do my testimonials. This is how I do my credibility, whatever it is. Send it to that editor. And that editor can then look at it. And then when you hire a new one, you can send these videos. You don't have to explain it again. It takes you so much time to explain it again.
Yeah.
I recently got a client from 200K to 350K in 1 month. No retainer, no upfront, no rev share. 0 of these models he used in terms of pricing models. Now, reverse-based pricing is what you want to utilize. Instead of just charging 7,000, right? Charge 7,000 and another 7,000 performance-based. So where you know that the client normally, your offer is 5, right? The client would normally make 5,000, or you would charge the client $5,000 anyways. Make sure that you charge double that amount of money where you present it as like, let's say I would tell you this, okay, you know what? You work with me, the offer is 7K. You'd be like, cool, is that worth it or not? But if I would tell you it's 14K, you pay me $7,000 upfront and you pay me the other $7,000 the moment you have $50,000 in cash collected. After they hit a specific milestone, you make $14,000 cash collected, and there's no zero downside to it, because when people hear $14,000 and they have to pay $7,000 up front, it increases their perceived value, right? Total price is 14K, and that anchors a higher value in a client's mind. When I say it's 14K, you pay $7,000 up front, you instantly think, okay, then it's worth 14K. I just have to pay 7. Increases perceived value. It reduces risk perception because you only pay half up front. So it lowers the initial barrier, right? Align incentives. From their perspective, you're literally betting on your ability to deliver results. When I say my offer is 14K, but you only pay $7,000, you think, fuck, why would he do that? Or he probably is confident in his ability to deliver, because that's why he allows me to pay 50% upfront and then the other 50% whenever you make more money, and then improve cash flow. Let's say only 30% of the clients will do that. You know how much money you make on a yearly basis extra? So now you technically have zero downside to it. You have made so much more money. You increase perceived value, increase closing rate massively by doing this, and you make more money anyways, because the price otherwise would be normally 7K anyways. Use this. If you're not using this, it's actually stupid. You can use this and double your sales.
Yeah.
Literally. You had a question about CSM as well. How can I take myself out of the group life coaching?
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't want to bring myself out totally, because I am afraid that I lose client results. I just want to bring more scalability into my fulfillment. I want to bring more people in to make calls on a specific topic. Yeah, maybe client acquisition, website. I do 2 calls a week and they go 3 hours each. That's too much because I'm the only one who fulfills in the end. So how can I bring more scalability in? Should I go up to 5 calls? 1 hour?
The most important thing is, do your clients expect you to be there? Or do you think that you need to be there for your clients? That there are 2 different things.
I haven't tested yet, right?
Do you sell you in the marketing? Do you say you get one-on-one with Leon? Do you get group coaching with Leon? Or do you sell a system?
I sell a system.
That means that you can eliminate yourself from the fulfillment quicker, meaning the thought that you probably have is that you need to be there for your clients because you have a good heart.
Yeah.
But it's not actually that they need you to get results.
Yeah. I'm always thinking about chargebacks and stuff, right? When I get out of the fulfillment.
Absolutely. And that's the fear that you have, which is the exact reason of why you spend 5 hours a week right now with your clients on one-on-one calls or still on group calls. Meaning, if you hire a extremely experienced CSM and pay that person money, first of all, you need to incentivize them based on the vision that you have. Mm-hmm. You need to let them get to understand what the tasks are that they need to do. You need to get them to understand what the goal is that the clients want to achieve, and that person needs to have experience in their field. That are the most important things. Yeah. And then they can take these calls for you. Why should you take your own calls if they don't even expect you to be there? So that's the most important thing. Now, how do we structure this? This is very important because this is what I implemented recently. Most people pay their CSM 3K a month pays. Now, it's super hard to find. This is how you build A players, because you normally have an extremely experienced person that you can get into your company, but these people are too expensive. You can get Alex or Mulsey's closer, but you need to pay him at least $30,000 a month. Yeah. And we don't have that capital to allocate towards A players because it's not worth the return. On the other side, you get someone super cheap, but then you're like, okay, cool, I paid 2K a month, but this person doesn't do anything. So the key is you want to find someone who's hungry. You want to find someone that sees the vision in what you do, and you need to show them that vision. And when you give them a base pay of, let's say, 3K, the way you structure this to make them stay forever with your company is doing referral incentivized based pricing, meaning you can give them 10% per referral that they bring. Mm-hmm. And then 5% per referral if they bring other clients. So let's do the math. You make $3,000 a month. This is your opportunity. Now, let's say you bring 2 referrals every single month. If you bring 2 referrals every single month that pay in full, let's say even 1, and my offer is $14,000, they get 10%. They make an extra $1,400. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
When they make an extra $1,400, now, what if they get 5% per payment plan renewal? Let's say you have 100 clients, and out of the 100 clients right now, only 30% renews their payment plans. But what if the CSM knows in mind, I can get that from 30 to 60? The only reason why he would ever think that is because he knows that he is incentivized to get more money, to make more money. And the only reason why you have this whole structure in place is for yourself to make more money. If he makes more money, you make more money. And if you make more money, he makes more money. Yeah. So it's a win-win-win. And if you don't utilize it, you don't have it anyways. You would never, both don't have money. And he would be like, I'm just working for 3K a month, but I'm not going to overwork. I'm not going to do extra things for him because What is the point of it? Like, there's no point for me to build this incentive-based pricing structure. So he now already made 4,400 in a month, 4.4K. Let's say he upsells, right? And let's say 30 more people finish their second payment plan, which is, let's say, 2K.
Yeah.
5% of 2K is $100. $100 times 30 clients is $3,000 extra because more people finish their payment plan. And you need to show people this math. Like, when I'm showing you this math right now, you're like, fuck yeah, it makes sense. You visually see it. So sit down, like I'm doing right now with you, to explain you this structure. Sit down like this with your team or with your CSM and explain your CSM this structure. And he's going to be like, fuck, like I can make $10,000 a month here. And the reason why he believes it is because he can see the exact process why that could happen.
Yeah.
Like, you are motivated because you have all the responsibility, but you know that you can make 500K next month, but your CSM doesn't know that.
Yeah.
He's just on a 3K base. He's just like, yeah, I just earned 3K. Like, I want to kind of do more. Maybe I need to start my own business. Like, you incentivize people to make so much more money. Then you have an upsell. You have two different upsells. You can let's say do a 1K a month retainer just to get more support, or you can do a big mastermind upsell and you can give them a percentage for that as well. Then we talked about the payment plans, even about the client wins. Tell them for every testimonial that you bring in, you get $250. Meaning, what needs to happen for people to give you a testimonial? They need to have good results.
Yeah.
So meaning they're going to think, fuck, I'm going to bring this client so much better results and I'm going to really put my time into giving this client a result because then I know I get a testimonial. And when you get a testimonial, imagine how valuable a testimonial is for you.
Yeah.
One testimonial that could be worth $250 in terms of a payment that you need to make to your CSM because he put in all the work, right? Let's say he does 2 testimonials a month. You pay him $500. How much do 2 testimonials deliver? For me, a testimonial at least delivers 1 paid in full client.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So meaning if I would spend $500 on the CSM because he delivered an extra 2 testimonials, in a month that I would never had otherwise anyways because I'm too busy doing my own shit, I just made $28,000 to 14K pips. Yeah. With an upsell potential of 56K because I have a backend offer. You see how this comes into play? Now you are more happy. You have a backend infrastructure that makes you at least 500K per year more. If you make $1 million, you make 1.5, and you have happy people in your company that will never stop working. What does need to happen for this? You need to have an ops manager that can map this out step by step on how to build a clear framework around clarity on tracking, overview, the CSM, how they can perform on their role. And like the most important thing around this whole structure is clarity. The only reason why I explain you this money here is because then you see it visually. So when you explain this without this, people are like, yeah, I get it. But here they visually see what they can make.
Yeah.
Bro, your CSM just made 4.4, 7.9K instead of $3,000. And you probably made an extra 50K that month at least because you got 2 testimonials, you got 3 upsells, and you got 17 payment plans renewed. Think about how much more. You don't give a fuck paying your CSM 8K if you make an extra 50K that you would have not made anyways otherwise. Right? And you motivate people, they'll keep working with you, they stay for longer. Very smart. You can even give them per client win. Like, this is useful for me because I do Discord screenshots on Instagram where people constantly see my client results, right? Like what I did with you yesterday. Yeah. And now, for example, I can tell them, okay, cool. If you give me a client result where a client says, for example, Isaiah worked with Leon. Leon says, okay, guys, cool, we made 100K today. Then I can incentivize Isaiah to make sure that when you send that, because of him, I pay Isaiah an extra $100. Yeah. Because imagine how worth and useful this is for me that I helped the client scale to 206K of USD, right? People like, there are a couple of people right now, there are at least 6,000 people that saw that. They're like, holy fuck, like Nick at least help someone with 200K a month. Like how much that will be for me in terms of leverage.
Like how many operational managers do you have?
One. Ops manager, you know what an ops manager does? An ops manager turns chaos into structure. So what you do is you get, it's like a therapist. You get there with your problems. You say, these are the problems, this is the problem, this is a problem, this is my inefficiencies. Here's where I think too much. I wake up because I want to check this. I think about this too much. You tell your thoughts and your problems, and that person takes all that information and creates structure around it. And then builds an SOP around it if needed, or builds an automation around it, or builds a software around it, like builds anything that can create scale.
Yeah. So then you have your ops manager, and then you have your CSMs.
Yes.
How many CSMs should I use?
Depending on your capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Depending if you have 100 clients or 20 clients, depends on the capacity of how many people and CSMs. But you just know that the CSM will perform its role so much better when you have this in place. When your CSM knows this, he probably does double the work as effective as possible.
Yeah.
Double the work. Because like you know what I mean? Like he is like, this is the problem with fixed base pricing. When you make a fixed base priced salary every month, you're like, technically, if I work 20 hours or if I just don't do, but I still make the same money. So what would be fuck? That's why you would eliminate that whole thought process by implementing this. And the most important thing at the end line is they need to see a vision in the founder. You know what I mean? Like they need to understand and they need to see, okay, this company is going somewhere. You know, it's always been growing. If they feel like this company wouldn't exist anymore in like 1.5 years, then they're like, yeah, like why am I even doing this? Right?
So you keep them like motivated and you like have like weekly calls?
Weekly calls.
Okay.
Bro, your team is everything. When you have a good team, you make all the money in the world. When you have 10 A players in your team, they do all the work, they know what to do, and they communicate together. You make $500,000 a year while working an hour a day. Literally, you don't have to do shit because you have the right people.
Team, right?
It's all about the team, bro. And that's only after 100K a month. It's all about the team. Before that, you just marketing or sales or fucking, you know, because you have two different. It's like conscious and unconscious. Like we as entrepreneurs have actual physical time. So actual physical time is we work 12 hours a day on something. Yeah. But the second thing is mental space. Bro, that is even more important because most people work 12 hours a day. But if you actually think what you've got done on a day, you think like, fuck, the work that I got done on a day today, I could have done that in 3 hours. Yeah. Or I could have outsourced that.
I always have this problem.
Yeah. So like you're sitting there and you sleep and like you're laying in bed and after you showered and you think like, fuck, what did I just really do? Did I edit 3 videos and do this? I could have outsourced this for $15 to an editor. And I'm like, I just worked the whole day. I'm exhausted for $15. Yeah. And then you spend a new rep on your car in the G-Wagon. It's like 4,000. You think like, fuck, I spend more money than I made. So that's the main thing, bro. It's like, you want to just do the highest leverage activity.
So the main thing to bring me up to like $250,000 a month will be the team, right?
Yes.
He has to set up.
Yes, it's only G. It's only the team. The ads is easy. You already know ads. The funnels are easy. It's just some switches, but the team is the key. Yeah, 100%. Spend all your money and time into a team. You want to hire people that are better. You know, you want to train people up as well. But like, if you can get somebody to manage and somebody that has run an operation of a 500K a month company now works for you to help you scale that level, that's perfect. Yep. Because you have to understand that an ops manager that's doing 200K a month for another company has never experienced the path of getting to $1 million per month. So like he needs to it's new for him. But when you get someone that has done $1 million with a team, he knows what to give you to get to that level. And what is important for a CSM needs to track. Okay. Make sure that your CSMs track everything. Like this is the only reason why I scaled to 250K a month with this, you know?
Yeah. So you track client wins, client progress.
Yeah. Of course, and emotional state as well. We tracked for a very long time, like with you as well, with every client, like are they on red, green, or orange? So green is like they're in a perfect mental state. Orange is like they're unclear and they don't really know what to do and they're just hesitant and they have maybe a little bit of fear. And then red is like alert, is like they're not doing good. So red does not mean, okay, then they want a refund. You know, because a lot of clients as well, they take the responsibility for themselves, but they're like, they just really need very good help because they're completely lost it. And green is clients are doing amazing. They know. Green could also be, they don't make a lot of money yet, but they at least are clear in their own mind of how to execute. A client that is doing 200K a month can be on red and a client that does nothing can be on green. So it's just purely based on their mental state. Like, how do they feel? How are they operating? Where they're at? Are they stressed? Are they do they have fear or are they just working? Sometimes I have clients, I don't hear anything from them. I think it's the same with you. When you know what to do, I don't hear anything from you 2 weeks because you're just working. You know what I mean? And then I get a message say, yo, okay, I need to optimize this or what do I need to do here? And then we'll fix it. Like, so when you track that, like you can also see so much stuff, bro. You know what I mean? You also know then when a client is on red, you know what demographic that is to not attract more people like that.
Oh, okay.
Right? And you can also get to understand and you can change it in your messaging, change it in your scripting, change that in so many different things.
So I saw some metrics of you in your last video where you talked about average cost per follower, average cost per qualified follower.
Yes.
So I guess it will be less cheap than that in my.
For you, it will be cheaper. The quality will be less.
Is that the problem? Or?
No. It's just B2C.
Yeah.
Like unless you say like, are you a 9-to-5? You work in X market and you have X amount of money. You have X, but that's not what you're gonna do.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's not that you're gonna say, okay, only if you work in a hospital you can buy that course.
So my main strategy so far was I want as many people as possible to see my lifestyle because that is what they book.
Yeah. You want as many people to see your lifestyle, but you want to have a main marketing message. So you can lead in 2 ways. From a marketing perspective, you can lead in 2 ways. You can lead with mechanism or profile. Profile is leading with Leon, like Leon Teal, like your name, you, like people buy into you, like Nik Setting. Or you can lead with the profile funnel for me, you know, or
Okay.
the system, or you can lead with what is.
Sure. For example, that's what I bought actually, because
Yeah, that's good.
I heard of the system profile funnel.
Yeah.
And I was convinced.
Yeah, exactly. You were like profile funnel. You were like, fuck, VSL funnel. I've never heard that. Like you were sold on the mechanism.
Yeah.
So that's why I use this. Look, imagine how that reflects on your own company, with your own clients, with your own shit. So then you know, okay, people can be associated to this. And when people trust you, they take everything that you say serious. So if you tell them that the profile funnel is the new mechanism in 2026, they're like, fuck, I trust Leon. Leon just told me that the profile funnel is sick. So I assume that new profile funnel or whatever it is, this X mechanism is the new play in 2025.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I just paid the guy that has authority technically, and I paid the mechanism that he has to get the same result. Cool, bro.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Good.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Thank you.